Well, hello everybody. Ray Power is my name, and I'm delighted just to do a piece to camera to coincide with the RACGP conference and the World Wonka Conference in Sydney. My background is I'm an Irish trained GP. I worked in Western Australia for 6.5 years back in the day, and I'm looking forward to doing a little locum in Busselton, WA, after the GP conference. Delighted to have a conversation with my friend and colleague Conor Grant, who, like me, did the Australiana, and I suppose our message is to try to reach out to our Irish colleagues who have gone to Australia and who are thinking of coming back home at some stage. So Conor, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I qualified from UCD in 2008 and did a few years. I actually did a single year in Sydney, after intern year, which is a very common thread. I think usually about 75 or 80% of us do it. Had a really great time, decided to come home and finish the GP training. I did the Mid-Leinster scheme at the time, down Tullamore based. And then, I suppose after that we decided, look, let's try something different. Myself and my wife hadn't been to Australia, so we went to Sydney. Yeah. We stayed there for 5 years, working with a company over there.
Was it IPN?
No, it was they were called Primary at the time, but they've since changed to Four Health. That's right. And look, we had a great time. What that allowed me was to stay in the one location, so I didn't have to go to kind of an area kind of outside of an urban environment. So we were based largely around kind of Maroubra, Bondi, Coogee, fantastic parts near the beaches in Sydney.
And then kind of like myself, you started your family and you made those completely emotional decisions about moving home.
100%. So after 6 months after our second child, in the midst of COVID as well, we decided, look, we haven't seen our grandparents for a couple of years here, and things weren't looking particularly healthy at that stage, either in kind of mid 2021. So we decided to come home. Absolutely. And initiated the conversation really with Centric before coming home. So I actually had the job lined up before arriving.
And how has it been? You're here in Centric Health in Blackrock, and how has the transition been for you, personally as much as professionally, because it's a big move.
Well, there's definitely aspects of the lifestyle, for instance, in Australia we miss, which is the things you hear about, the weather, being able to plan for the weekend, have a barbecue every weekend. I suppose from a work point of view, it's kind of business as usual. It's very similar. The one of the things I think we found, the adjustments I found quite difficult coming back to Ireland, was kind of access to secondary care. But the primary care day-to-day model is very much the same, to be honest with you.
And you're working in a practice here where we're doing quite a lot of minor procedures, and we're developing the women's health side of the practice and doing quite a bit of health screening as well. So it's kind of akin to Australian general practice.
Well, exactly. Having kind of, I suppose, GPs with special interests, absolutely. And I mean, we've got Dr. Healy here, who's our dermatologist, who can generally see someone very quickly, to be honest with you, required within kind of 6 to 8 weeks routinely, which is phenomenal for the demand in the area.
As one of the principles in Centric Health, we've got a very strong GP partnership model, and we're really encouraging. Since 2000, in fact, we've had now 56 doctors who have become GP partners within Centric Health, and it's certainly a model for career progression that we're really keen to nurture, and we will be encouraging you in due course, Conor, to consider that possibility as well.
I was actually due to have a conversation with Orla today about that, and I just got word actually today that my GMS panel has been signed off, so actually we should be good to go.
I'm delighted with that. So what advice would you give to equivalent colleagues who are diaspora, who are thinking of moving home?
I think what I would say is, follow your heart. I think the grass is green over here as well. Obviously the big drawback of family is obviously huge, and from a work point of view, I think, as I said, I think things are improving, and I think actually, as you said, within the model we're working now, I think there's a lot of support. I think there's the ability to work the hours and the way you want, and as I say, kind of within niches as well, special interests and things like that. They are encouraged, and they can be incredibly useful for the whole team here as well in Blackrock. So I mean, what I would say is, I guess the model as well that we work on would be familiar with a lot of people working in Australia who are working in companies like IPN or 4Health or other, My Health as well being one of the other ones I have to mention. And and I guess it's a familiar model. And something that definitely people, if they're considering it, should explore. Yeah.
Great. Well, we're all still hurting a little bit after the rugby result at the weekend, but onwards and upwards. Conor, it's been a great to have a chat with you.
Listen,
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, everybody.